teachers would not be mentally prepared to, in a situation where there's a student in the class itself, that they may have to heal in order to protect the rest of the children. Evidence, Mr. Stonewall, a teacher who took a gun training course for teachers, mentions, if we're going to pull the trigger, we want to make sure it's worth everything. It's tough to think about the kid that you know, a kid that you see every day. But he mentions that the training they have is intensive and that the teachers who are allowed to carry a gun are mentally prepared to protect the greater good. And law enforcement simply does not arrive fast enough. It takes about 11 to 20 minutes, and by that time, the loss of life is devastating. Arming teachers would reduce the potential risk of shooting. It gives a pause to potential active shooters if they know that the schools aren't vulnerable and susceptible to becoming victims. According to a New York Times article, people who use a gun for defense rarely harm, much less kill criminals. This is because criminals often back off when they discover their targets. In a study of male felons in 11 state prisons, the U.S. found that 40% of them decided not to commit a crime because they knew that their potential victims were armed. Therefore, if active shooters know that the teachers are armed, they would be less likely to go in there thinking that it's going to be a fair game, that it's going to be fair, open field for them. And with the concealed carry, it does not mean every teacher is going to own a gun. These are teachers who are receiving specific training. Overall, in Texas, in 2 years since the law took effect of concealed carry, there has been no evidence of mass shooting violence on campus. The success of this means that students are no longer rendered defenseless. In the testimony of a student, how does render me defenseless protect against a violent crime, indicating that with the guns on campus, they in fact do feel safer and are able to respond in a situation where it's life and death. Thank you.
This is the place where the applause is appropriate.
That was good. It wasn't as heated as I wanted it to be. I thought we were going to be facing each other.
You can look at them and stick your tongue out if you want.